All right, hey you guys, it's Mr. Moon here, about to run through tonight's homework real quick. Still trying to figure out some solutions while I am getting my tablet situation straightened out. So, first thing we're supposed to do is find numbers. Which of these numbers on this list are divisible by, are factors of 2,838. So, the last two digits are 38. Last two digits are not divisible by 4, so 4 is not an option. If we sum these other numbers together, we'll find that the solution is 21, which is not divisible by 9, but it is divisible by 3. Second one, the last digit is a 5, so we know that 5 is a factor of that number. If we sum the rest of these numbers together, we'll get 27, which makes it divisible by both 3 and 9. Last digit here is a 1, meaning it's an odd number, so it's not divisible by 2. If we sum the rest of them together, we will find that it is divisible by 3, but not by 9. Then we have 4,320. If we sum those numbers together, 4 plus 3 gives us 7, plus 2 gives us 9. So we know it's divisible by 3 and 9. The last number here is a 0, so we know it's also divisible by 10. We got 6,240. If we sum those together, we find that it's divisible by 3, but not by 9. The last three digits, 240, are divisible by 8, so the whole number is divisible by 8. Next, we're looking at 32,643. Is it divisible by both 3 and 9? 3 plus 2 gives us 5, plus 6 gives us 11, plus 4 gives us 15, plus 3 gives us 18. The sum of all of those digits is 18, meaning that this number is divisible by 3 and by 9. Next, we're supposed to find the factors on this list of this number. It ends in a 0, so it's divisible by 10. Also divisible by 5 because it's divisible by 10. We sum all the numbers together. We find that it is divisible by 3 as well as 9. The last two digits are 80, making it divisible by 4, and since it's an even number, it is also divisible by 2. The last three digits, 380, it is not divisible by 8. Looking at the next one, it is an odd number, so it is not divisible by 2. It does not end in a 0, so it is not divisible by 10. It ends in a 5, so it is divisible by 5. We sum all the numbers together, we find that it's divisible by both 9 and 3. And the last two digits, 75, are not divisible by 4. Last three digits, 875, not divisible by 8. Next, we're supposed to find a 3-digit number divisible by both 3 and 4. So we're going to start with the last two digits of that 3-digit number. We're going to make them 24 because we know the number 24 is divisible by 4. 4 plus 2 gives us 6. The next nearest multiple of 3 above 6 is 9, so we're going to add 3 to that 6 to give us a sum of 9. 324 is both divisible by 3 and 4. This one, we're supposed to set up a 4-digit number divisible by 5 and by 9. So we know if the last digit of that number happens to be a 5, then it will be divisible by 5. From there, we're just going to count up until we get 4 digits and make sure that the total is 9. So we're starting at 5, we're going to add 1, we're at 6. We're going to add 1 more, we're at 7. We add 2 more, we're at 9. 2,115 is going to be divisible by both 5 and by 9. We're done with parts 1 and 2. Now moving on to part 3. Let me erase some space on the board here. All right, so now we've got a list of numbers that we are supposed to, or a list of addition problems, I should say, that we're supposed to factor into distributive parts. So we're going to start with 12 plus 18, 42 plus 14, 36 plus 27, 16 plus 72, and 44 plus 33. So each of these we're going to separate like this. It's going to be some whole number times another whole number plus a third whole number. All right, so greatest common factor, 12 and 18 is going to be 6. 6 goes into 12 2 times, 6 goes into 18 3 times. So we got 6 times 2 plus 3. We got 42 plus 14, greatest common factor is going to be 14. 14 goes into 42 3 times, 14 goes into 14 1 time. So we got 14 times 3 plus 1. 36 and 27, 9 is going to be our greatest common factor. 9 goes into 36 4 times and into 27 3 times. 16 and 72, greatest common factor is going to be 8. 8 goes into 16 twice and 72 9 times. So we got 8 times 2 plus 9. Last one, 44 and 33, 11 is going to be our greatest common factor. 11 goes into 44 4 times and into 33 3 times. So we got 11 times 4 plus 3. That's tonight's homework. Hope you guys did a good job and keep up the good work.